The amount of people believing the media and the fact checkers without actually taking 5 minutes to look it up themselves and finding very quickly that facts and information are free is actually mind-blowing to me. How are we in 2024, as they like to say for a lot of their arguments, and you are not able to use logic, reason, and facts instead of influence, propaganda, and feelings to make your life choices? Everything the left stands for, everything Kamala Harris stands for, is contradictory to itself. Your daughter's future safety by not letting in third world criminals and rapists over the border by the thousands is a lot more important than which state she can choose to kill her baby in someday. If you don't understand the fundamental governmental democratic republic concept of putting the voice of women back in the hands of each state instead of the federal government being able to tell women what they can do, if you don't understand how that works and you're still believing that Trump is making a federal abortion ban, you are so far gone, girlfriend. You need to get it together. Putting the power back into the states regarding abortion, instead of allowing one administration or the federal government at all to be able to affect the abortion rights of women, is all Trump did. It's all he wanted to do. Okay? So educate yourself. If you live in a state and you don't like the rules, get involved and use your voice. All it did was put the voice back to you where you live instead of allowing the federal government to tell you what you can and can't do. So just because this federal government tells you what you want to hear, okay, doesn't mean that a federal regulation on abortion makes sense. God forbid the day comes that the person running the country isn't going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the opposite. That's no longer an issue now because each state is in charge of their abortion laws. How are you guys this brain dead? This, ladies, is the reason why it took so long to get us the right to vote, because you guys use emotions instead of facts. Look the shit up. And if you think for 1 second that having open borders instead of legal immigration is the answer, you need to take your bleeding heart and start using your motherfucking brain, because we are not saying we don't want immigrants. We are not saying we are not open to other cultures and other types of people. But baby girl, not doing background checks and allowing dangerous criminals to come into this country and make it so you feel even less safe than you do now to walk down the street with your kids is not the answer. No one makes life choices based on emotions and calls it a good idea. The same thing goes for our country's leadership. Start prioritizing issues, because no matter what color you are, no matter who you decide to fall in love with and marry, no matter what you feel about motherhood, none of us can even exercise those rights and conversations if nobody's safe enough and the country's not affordable enough to live in at all for any of us. If you are voting for someone based on their color and gender instead of policy, you are the problem. It doesn't matter what that gender and color is, okay? Start using your brain and stop using your fucking emotions, because it's gotten you probably nowhere. God, why are these conversations even having to be had? Y'all wonder why we didn't have the right to vote for the longest time. Stop disappointing those of us who have made it this far, okay?